Welcome back. Like all good things, this run must come to an end at some point, and this is
Moving
where we're
ahead.
going to do that. Let's talk with Karlak. We just slayed Gortash, and we need to add her back into the party.
Hey, soldier. You're back.
Still soldier?
Old habits. Did I miss anything while I was off having a sulk?
We're more concerned about her.
Would you believe it if I said I'm all right? You know, soldier, we're so fucked. The Dark Three are trying to consume the Sword Coast. We've still got tadpoles in our eyes, and I've got a ticking time bomb in my chest. I'm not sure anyone has ever been more fucked than this. And yet, we're fine. In this moment, we're fine. Here I am. There you are. Breathing, talking, even laughing if we want. Is it very precious to say that, despite it all, I'm happy?
Very precious indeed.
Gods, I've changed. I used to hamstring pit fiends for fun. Look at me now. To make matters worse, there's something I wanted to ask you. Will you stay with me when it's time for me to go? I think I can do anything if you're there. Even die.
Of course.
Thank you. Now, enough tragedy. I'm not gone yet, and our schedule is packed with important heroics, isn't it? Plus, if I cry any more, I'm gonna run out of tears and start leaking motor oil. Thanks for everything, soldier. I'm extremely glad to be in this thing together. Copper for your thoughts? Aces.
So let me talk a little bit about the group consistency we're going for as we leave. The characters that we're bringing with us create a specific set of circumstances that lead us to the ending we want, and that is going to be where no one becomes a mind flayer and all the mind flayers are wiped out. So we need Gale because we need Gale to use the orb to kill the Nether Brain. We need Lizelle because Lizelle will object to the idea of doing anything but freeing Orpheus, and she'll interject and bring us out of conversation. Karlak is another character that can alter the circumstances so that she gives us the ability to have someone else that can become a mind flayer during the ending. So that list is the Emperor, potentially Orpheus, potentially Karlak, and potentially our main character, Alfira. So those are the options. If you plan on battling the Nether Brain, and I don't, and don't recommend it for your honor run. So if you're this close to the end of the game, end it and play around a different one unless you've done your honor mode run before. Make sure that you take these rune powder explosives. We'll put them on Lae'zel. You're not going to have access to your camp chest anymore. So once we go to fight the Nether Brain, we are done and won't have access to any of this stuff. So if there's any equipment that you wanted to swap out for, consumables that you didn't have, styles that you wanted to wear, or whatever it is, now is the last time that you'll be able to do that. Go shopping, especially if you're going to take on the Nether Brain. Take a long rest, hit all the vendors in town, buy as many consumables as you'd like, uh, make sure that you've done all the side quests that you want, and then go ahead and proceed. So we are ready to go, and we're going to head to the Temple of Baal. So the order of conversation that we're going to take is very specific, and you don't have a lot of room for variability. So if you want the specific ending, you'll need to answer the dialogues more or less as I show them. But we have a little bit of work to do just to get there. The morphic pool is going to be most easily accessible from the Temple of Baal waypoint.
Bones. Free. No more slave. Liberators. Saviors. Pawns. Dupes. Fools. Released. Usefulness ended. Targeted. Killed. Death. Unavoidable.
So Elder Brain very excited about that. We're going to come over this wooden walkway and up the stairs here. And we mentioned this before, but as a quick call out again, this area is super trapped.
No rest for the wicked, I see.
We'll throw a fireball up here. See all the traps go off.
Step by step. Much ill-spent care was taken to create this abomination.
Yeah, don't get this close to the end of the game and end up getting killed by a bunch of traps. So this is where we came in originally from the ambush, and we're going to go down through this building and down this walkway.
No time to rest. What path lies before me?
I'll switch back to our main character. We'll get a little autosave, and we're going to come up here, and there'll be a bunch of these rats. You can just ignore them. Don't click on them.
Elder Brain is near. We must be close to its hiding place.
We are very close.
Beware.
So we'll come to this waypoint, and we'll get right into the boat.
But a swarm is
And it gives us a warning. There's no turning back, no coming back. This is the end of the game. You won't be able to have new players join the party. You won't be able to swap out for companions. So if this isn't the list of companions you want, you won't be able to access your team chest. You won't be able to do very much of anything. You'll be stuck with the group that you've got. And I would warn you that if you're not planning on using this ending, you may want to swap out Lae'zel, because she will not happily agree to allow the Emperor to consume Morpheus.
Pristine darkness in every direction. Silence, but for the gentle, rhythmic slap of water on rock as your vessel cuts through. overwhelming force pushes into your mind. The brain. It is here.
Can you smell it? The brine. It's infused with magic. The brain is here.
I really think the design folks did a great job in making a floating brain with a hat on it look really malevolent. It does look really scary.
Waiting. Preparing. Calculating. Evolving.
Stronger than before.
So this is a
Much stronger.
pretty linear path, although we can go off into the edges, and there's books that we can read for additional content. We're going to come across this wooden bridge.
Controlled.
There's a scripted ambush that happens in this area, but we're going to skip it. So we're just going to have everybody crouch. They're not any better at detecting us than we are at them. We may get a perception check to notice the ambush.
Looks like an ambush.
Karlak made it. It doesn't matter. We're already at the level cap, and no interest in having a one-off ambush here. Let's just get to the story.
Thrall. Freed. Break. Control.
All right, we'll come around the corner, and we can get out of group hide now. Don't need that anymore.
On my feet.
And we're just going to head down to the beach.
My head is pounding.
Transform. Design. Become. Transform. Design.
Deathly silence. The air is stale and putrid.
It's close. Have the stones ready.
Your blood slows. Your senses strung so tight they could snap in an instant.
You think you know why you are here. You think that by killing the Chosen and taking the Netherstones, you can destroy me. You are wrong.
It's messing with your mind. Don't listen to it. Use the stones.
And we're going to get a series of ability checks here. It doesn't really matter for our run if we succeed in them or not. If you make them all, the end boss will have less health than it would ordinarily. You pick whichever one it is that you're best at. I'm not going to bother using resources on this, but you certainly can. So whether we succeed or fail, we're just going to continue.
By eliminating Ketheric, Orin, and Gortash, you have simply unbound me. Exactly as I intended. The crown is now mine to command. Mine alone.
Don't listen to it. Focus on the crown.
So we're good at dexterity, we're good at charisma. We'll take the dexterity check. We could go for a bonus. Don't need to. Critical success.
The crown is not my weakness. It is what made me what I am. I needed the crown to build an army. I needed the Chosen to bring it to me. They would not have surrendered it freely, so I gave them what they wanted. Power. Just enough that they would play their part in my design. Their part has ended. The next orders will be mine.
I won't allow it. Again, dominate it.
And we've got a pretty high strength from the Elixir of Cloud Giant Strength. We'll use that one. Didn't make the 30. We'll just hit continue.
And you had your role to play too. Who do you think told the Chosen about the Astral Prism? Who do you think planted the knowledge of Orpheus's power and the fear of what it could do? When the Chosen sent my thralls to retrieve the prism, who do you think let the Emperor slip its leash, knowing it would be the one to bring you to me?
We were part of its plan.
I only needed one Netherstone loosened from the Chosen's grasp to guarantee my freedom. You brought all three back to me. In doing so, you have liberated me. This was your role, and it is complete. Now you will witness the grand design.
Again! The grand design must not come to pass!
And we've got a bunch of different options. All dominate the brain. This is a DC 99 check. You can make it. If you roll a 20, you'll make it.
This is not over. out just in time. The situation is worse than I thought. This is an elder brain, no longer. The magic of the crown has caused it to evolve. It has become something more. A nether brain.
We'll say that we thought that the nether stones were supposed to allow us to dominate the brain, and that wasn't working.
I thought so too. But that was when I believed it was still an elder brain. It has been anticipating our every move from the start. I underestimated it. We will need to rethink our plan.
The Emperor's gonna head off to where we encountered Orpheus before. And so will we. And we got this new merged nether stone. Just be careful not to be so aggressive that you jump next to the Emperor and do damage to him. He'll get upset with you and you'll mess up the ending. Alright, so we've got everybody in our party here. We're going to walk over and talk to the Emperor. And remember that this is a bit finicky, this dialogue, so make sure that you're following along.
I have assessed our encounter with the Netherbrain from every angle. I know why we failed. The problem was not the stones. The problem was you. You can make only one move at a time, but the Netherbrain calculates every possible at once. It knows what you will do. It knows everything you could possibly do. You cannot outmaneuver it. To defeat it, you would have to think like an Elithid. Better yet, be one. Your mind is not capable of this. Mine is. You will give the stones to me. I will assimilate Orpheus, and then I will be able to leave this prison to face the brain.
Assimilate him. Skvar! No! Now is the time to liberate him. Do not stand against me.
So we're going to ask if we would be able to wield the stones if we became an Illithid and assimilated Orpheus.
In theory, yes. You have resisted such a fate so far, and this would be a complete evolution. And you will be an Illithid for the rest of your days. Is this really something you would be willing to accept?
I could. I should. I have nothing to lose anymore. I'm burning up, burning out. But this is something I can still do. This is how I can help save the city I love.
Are none of you capable of thinking beyond yourselves? My people's future hangs in the balance, and you're clamoring to be martyrs. That you even entertain this geich shows you have learned nothing from our time together.
The Emperor may be a mind flayer, but we have needed all the help we've received. I don't think we should stop now.
We hold the means to free the Prince of the Comet. How is this even a debate?
And we're going to choose let's take a moment and think about it.
Yes. Please.
Has everyone's brains leaked from their skulls? We took the Orphic Hammer for a reason. Think, indeed.
The Githyanki's power will see us through. One last.
So now we have the option to talk to all of our companions, and we're going to. So we'll talk to Gale first.
An easy proposition for the Emperor to make, become a mind flayer. It has no soul to sacrifice. If it did, perhaps it would understand the weight of what it's asking of us, and why we might seek an alternative. I know we've been through this before, but our situation has changed since then. Not for the better. I think it's time we reconsider the orb. With its power, I could put an end to this whole thing. Crown, Netherbrain, Absolute. Everything.
We'll ask if he would truly sacrifice himself.
If I'm destined to die, I can think of worse ways. At least if I use the orb, I can ensure the brain dies with me. Do not mistake me, I want to live. But I've been careless enough with my life in the past. I can hardly stand by and watch you sacrifice yours. Once I'm in position, I'll ensure you are removed to a safe vantage point to watch the fireworks. You need not die alongside me, nor surrender your soul in becoming an illithid.
We'll ask if he's really serious.
Entirely. Please, at least consider my offer.
We'll say very well. If the time comes, we'll call on him.
I will not let you down.
Let's talk to Karlach.
The Emperor might be right, but we're not out of options yet. Let me transform. I'm not long for this world. I can feel it. You can trust me to use the stones as we planned, to defeat the brain and nothing more. It's the perfect solution. Say you agree. Please.
So if we let Karlach transform, she will blow her soul into smithereens. So we're going to say we'd rather have her go out as herself, not as a mind flayer.
I'd rather be a mind flayer than have to watch you become one. You still get to live. Do it as you. If this is the end for me, let me be the motherfucker who saved the world.
We'll tell her that we should at least free Orpheus, because there might be another solution.
I trust you. Do what you think is right, and I'll stand by you. But if you change your mind, just say so. I'm here. And I'm ready for whatever comes next.
And we'll talk to Lae'zel.
Mother Gith's only son has suffered long in his prison. Refuse the Emperor. Better yet, crush his revolting skull and let this prison be his grave. Then smash the crystals with the Orphic hammer and free the prince from his bonds. The comet will guide us to a sure victory against the brain. Shamar Sala Orpheus.
And we'll follow up with the Emperor.
I trust you have aired opinions and grievances and made your decision. Are you ready to become a mind flayer?
All right. So we're going to say, make me a mind flayer.
Very well. I have the means to evolve you. I took this one from the Nautiloid. I have been nurturing it ever since, priming it for your use. All you have to do is open your mind to it. Its latent potential will do the rest.
And we'll say, if Gale's solution doesn't work, you've got our word, we'll do what's necessary.
Fair enough. But don't wait too long. You will need to be fully illithid before you confront the Netherbrain. Now stand aside. I will assimilate the Githyanki's power in your stead.
Stop. You would people chained to their damnable queen. I should have trusted my gut. Driven a blade through your throat at first chance. We have the means to free Prince Orpheus, and you side with Geich. You want Orpheus dead. You'll have to kill me first.
So we're going to choose the if it means that much to you, Lae'zel, I won't kill Orpheus.
So the Githyanki lives. What then are you left with? What ideas remain untested? How will you defeat a Netherbrain? Your only choice is to trust me.
And we'll say that we'll find another way.
It is a shame we could not have cooperated. Your powers of manipulation are quite something. Very well. Since you will not work with me, you work against me. You leave me no option but to join the Netherbrain.
I doubt we'll get much in the way of gratitude. Only one way to find out.
And we'll talk to Lae'zel.
The Geich is gone. We must waste no more time. Take the hammer and smash the crystals binding the Prince of the Comet. And be careful. Do him any harm, and I will bisect you. Mercilessly, torturously, slowly.
So if we don't plan on freeing Orpheus, she's a bit of a liability. We'll equip the Orphic hammer and run over and smash the crystals.
As the Githyanki prince takes his blade, a silent cry pierces your head. It's unlike any sensation you've ever felt.
You reek of Illithid. You stole an unborn hatchling from my people. And you slaughtered my honor guard. Nonetheless, it seems we must be allies.
Your Majesty, the Prince of the Comet, Gith's true heir. It is an honor.
Do not patronize me. You rejected the Illithid when it no longer suited your needs. No doubt you freed me because it suits you now. I will neither forgive nor forget your abuse of my powers.
We will say that we didn't have a choice.
That is true. And it would have been the honorable outcome for one destined to become Geich. You had the opportunity to surrender yourself to my honor guard. They would have given you a noble end. They would have freed me, and I would have stopped the Elder Brain before it evolved into a Nether Brain. All that suffering, avoidable, were it not for the choices you made.
So what we're going to say is that while we bicker, the Netherbrain is executing the grand design.
In this, we are aligned. I am obliged to overlook your transgressions. We will destroy the Netherbrain together, and put a stop to this nascent empire before it expands into the stars. The Geich was correct about one thing. The Netherbrain's power is beyond us. The hardest metal in the world would not cut through its mind, for it is made of thought itself. At this point, it will take an Illithid to unleash the full potential of the Netherstones.
So we'll say that we understand, and if that's what it takes, we'll do it.
There is honor within you yet. I commend this. When the moment of transformation comes, you will be the one Geik I salute instead of slaughter. My people will remember you. The rebel Illithid who stood beside their reborn prince and ended the Grand Design. Let us return now to the city and follow the path of the Netherbrain.
So while the cutscene shows us as an Illithid, we're not.
Come. It's time for us to meet.
We never transformed. We still have the tadpole to do so, but we haven't done it yet. So we're going to take the portal to High Hall and leave the astral plane.
Chaos. Need to
So
find a
all
way
that work that we
forward.
did was to ensure that
To avoid the worst of the mess.
we freed Orpheus, but he
Go
didn't
ahead and
demand
enjoy
that
the
either
fireworks.
he or we turn into a mind flayer. So there are no mind flayers in the party, although we have the ability to make either ourselves or Karlach one. And if you're going to fight the Netherbrain and not use the Gale ending, then you have to. Someone has to be a mind flayer, whether that's the Emperor or us or Orpheus. We're super overburdened.
The Prince of the Comet has come! Shabbat Orpheus! Shabbat Orpheus! Shabbat Orpheus!
Vos, my most loyal friend. How good to set eyes on you.
You honor me, your radiance. Lae'zel to Lakmagir. Thanks to you, the skies above Tunarath shall tremble with psalms. Orpheus will take the truth to the people. We will slay the Lich Queen. Our chains will be cleaved.
Mighty Voss, your words lift me. Vlaakith will splinter like glass and vanish like smoke. Shavar, Orpheus!
So we'll ask Voss for help.
My sword is yours. We will exterminate the brain and end its plague.
This champion holds the key to its defeat. Stand by for orders, Voss. Answer to her as you would answer to me.
As you wish, Prince Orpheus.
Forward! The Netherbrain falls this day. Let it be the first victim in the war for the skies!
Just to speed up a little bit, we will drink one of the potions of strength that we've got. And now we can move at normal speed. I come up through this area and through these double doors. And we'll get to meet the allies that we've got.
We have lost much already, and we will lose more before the day is out. But even when the last soul falls, Baldur's Gate will stand. For Baldur's Gate is more than just a city. It is more than a place of opportunity for those of mercantile spirit. More than a place of refuge for those who are lost. More than a home for friends, loved ones, and adventuring souls. Baldur's Gate is a place where anyone can find what they need, if they're just willing to fight for it. Today, Baldur's Gate needs us. Today, We fight for... You're late, friend. This is the one you spoke of.
The very same. The champion we've been waiting for. The one who will save Baldur's Gate from ruin.
Well met. You are most welcome here. My steel is yours, and I'm not alone.
You helped me once. I figured it's time I paid you back. With magic.
I'm better at crafting steel than wielding it. Your friend here is armored and potion-fueled and ready for battle.
I have marshaled the best the Flaming Fist has to offer. We will fight to the last.
The Iron Hand gnomes are forever in your debt. Our firepower is yours to command. Just show us where it's needed.
Your safety is of paramount importance, citizen. My services are at your disposal.
The Moon Maiden's silver light is a shield in dark times. Today, it is mine to wield.
And I hold her sword.
Whatever strength I have to lend, I will lend it. I will make my city proud again.
Did you think I was gonna let you have all the fun? Mole looks out for her friends, and she'll have your back. Trust me.
I made some improvements to Ramesses' arcane artillery. Give the word and the sky falls on any who stand in your way.
I'm in the mood to crack some skulls after that fuckery in the Temple of Baal. The City Watch will be glad to oblige me.
I have no steel or spell to gift you, but I hope my words of encouragement and reassurance will strengthen your resolve.
The journey has been brutal, but I stand here a Hell Rider once more, and I would die a proud man if I died this day.
I want my city back, and I've brought the toughest bastards from the guild to get the job done.
My people have never hunted a monster this large. They are eager to join the fray.
All the strength of the land we heal flows through me, and from me to you.
Nature's servant awaits.
Glad to have you with us, and not a moment too soon.
The air is thick with anticipation. All eyes are on you. They're expecting a speech, something to stir their hearts and put fire in their bellies for the fight ahead.
So we'll just say the outcome of the battle is not predetermined, and it depends on them.
Well said. We'll prepare ourselves. We'll be ready when you call upon us. Balduran's grace be with you.
Nice to see all of our allies. We have quite a few in this playthrough. There's a vendor right here called the Red. He's got a bunch of potions and stuff, so if you needed to pick up additional Cloud Giant Strength or something like that. We've got this great hit point bonus that we're getting. The Steel Watcher, by the way, is because we saved the Gondians. It doesn't really make that clear, I don't think. Sylvanas' blessing is because Maul still has the idol.
It's overhead. Stay low.
We'll run up here to the top of the stairs and we'll have a little encounter with some guardsmen.
Fall back! Fall back!
Matthew!
Leave him be! We have to keep running!
We'll ask what's happening.
Can't you see? It's over.
There's a glimmer of something beyond his words, but in a moment it's gone, consumed with fear.
I'm sorry. We can't. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter whether they styrify or not. So our goal here is basically just to get Gale to the brainstem.
Way to the nearest light.
And what we're going to need for that is potions of invisibility. We have 13 of them. And some means of flight. So potions of flying will be great. This is going to be really, really straightforward. So we're going to click on a potion of invisibility with Gale. And we're just going to run straight forward. There are some opponents that have sea invisibility, but they do not patrol the center area. So we're just running straight up. All kinds of villains here. This is a great big brawl if you want it to be. You can use the illithid abilities that you picked up from evolving, and it's pretty fun to do. We're just not going to do it.
Part of the Netherbrain stem. A bit higher. We should be able to climb it.
And we're going to walk up here. We'll get a flash as the ship comes in. There's a mechanic where we'll get rained on with blasts and stuff from the sky. We'll take a potion of flying, we'll click flight, and we're just going to shoot over here to the landing. Our invisibility is about to run out, so we'll drink another potion of invisibility. We can see that there's one of those sky things is falling, so we'll get out of the way. And we'll click flight and head up to the brainstem. And we get an autosave. At this point, we're just going to walk over and click on the brainstem. And we'll say yes.
Brain, it's high above the city now, far away from any innocence. I can end this now. Stop the Absolute and spare the city. The stage is set for my final act. Mistra's bidding and the redemption that lies beyond. You've brought me right where I need to be. I have no right to ask more of you. It's time I spirited you to safety. But this is a fate I must face alone.
And he points out to us that this is the redemption that he gets with Mistra, so this is a good outcome for him. So we'll say, do you intend to go up there by yourself and to die alone?
As much as I enjoy your company, I'm not willing to kill you just to wring out a few last moments. It's just a choice between two deaths. Quick and meaningful, or torturous and pointless. It's now or never.
And we'll say, if it's truly what he wants.
What I want, perhaps not. But what I need, I believe so. But it may not be the last turn of the page, even if it seems so. There's endless wonder out there. Infinite possibilities. Perhaps fate will bring us back together. before the universe dims. Vulgamus, Inferni, Blandimenta. Up you go then, Gale. Let's make this count. The whole world's watching.
Come to die. Come to me. Surrender and live. Thrall!
Thrall? No, I think you're mistaken. The name's Gale of Waterdeep. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Though our time together will be exceptionally brief. Farewell, and happy land.
Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
He did it. He actually did it. He blew up the Netherbrain.
The parasite. It's with it. Dead along with the Netherbrain. I am cleansed. I will never be a filthy geich.
Gale gave his life for us. For everyone. And now he's gone.
He sacrificed his life for everyone. He may not have been a warrior, but he fought better than any of us.
His was a noble sacrifice. I will ensure that all Githyanki know his name and his sacrifice. What he has done today will start a fire that rages across the astral plane. With their lost prince returned, my people will burn away Vlaakith's corruption. And it is all thanks to Gale, the wizard who destroyed a Netherbrain. My people are leaving, and I must leave with them. Come, Lae'zel. We will free the Githyanki and dismantle the Empire. Let them be imprisoned no longer.
We'll let her make the choice.
Then I must go with the prince. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains. Your will is strong, Restil. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. Orpheus, I am ready.
Julas! Juthas!
Farewell, Gestil, my liberator.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city, smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt.
What comes now? I cannot remember the last time we did not have a grand purpose to work towards.
I suppose we better honor Gale. Perhaps there's a library somewhere that has a bar. I honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh no. Oh God. Well, it was nice when it lasted. Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
Be well, Astarion. Hide while you must. But do not think your city is done with you just yet.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you. Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do?
We think she did great. We'll say she was spectacular in every way.
So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you. Careful! Hot! I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. That's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw...
And she asked us to be there for her, so we will.
I'm ready. I stand back. I'm going to.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid Empire, no Death God's tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate.
So here we're going to go to the party that occurs after, and I'm just going to point out that it's not the end of the world for characters to die in the Forgotten Realms, so they go to a fugue plane, they're judged, and they get to enjoy an afterlife based on what they do. So Gale got redemption. He knew that that was the bargain. He had talked to Mystra about that. For Karlach, we'll have to talk to Withers to find out how it turns out for her. And we'll do that, and that'll be where we'll
Since you
end.
defeated the Netherbrain. And since then, you have seen more of life than you ever thought possible. You are greeted as a savior, a champion, a hero. But sometimes you feel like something else entirely. An adventurer, a traveler, a survivor. You faced down the gods. You thwarted the grand design. Anything seems possible. But before you can write the next chapter of your story, you must end this one.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
This after party was added a little after the game came out. You can talk to all of your different companions that survived. There's a projection of Lozelle. There's a projection that Gale left as well. There's a section where there's a bunch of letters that characters we've interacted with have left.
I was hoping now the revelry can truly begin.
And when you're done with that, you can head over to Withers. This is the one thing that I'm not going to play out all of the different companion stories. They're lovely. If you've been playing along in this playthrough, please do. There's a lot of great acting. We're just going to follow up with Withers.
Thou feelst it still. She is not here. She who was the boldest. Hast thy thoughts been with brave Karlach often?
And we can say all kinds of nice stuff about her. We'll just say that the world is worse with her gone.
Correct. Not in planes material, elemental, nor transitive can her like be found. In but 10 days, an entire life was lived. More than mortal years. Mortal centuries were hers. Thy band, thy bond, gave that life to her.
And we'll say that we should celebrate, not mourn what wasn't.
Now thou speakest like me. Thou hast wisdom, after all. In the fugue plane, her soul burns so bright, it pains the gods to look upon.
So she's doing
Recall
okay.
That in time, all changeth and all is rejoined. Thou shalt be with her again.
And I will cap the playthrough with that thought. So we've caught up with everyone, and we'll end the game.
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
And we'll drink to the hope of more adventures.
To you.